everyone, today we're going to be doing a first impression with a palette that I would not have bought myself. So this is a palette that got sent to me by Alter Ego, and Alter Ego is the former Shop Hush site, so they have now rebranded and these are the palettes that they are coming out with. So they are a dupe brand, and this palette here is called the Goddess palette, and it's a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I said many times in the past that there was something about the Natasha Denona palette that really made me intrigued and made me want to get it, but obviously I never did because it's not really my kind of color story, but there was something about that palette that really just intrigued me. So when they reached out to me and asked if I wanted to try this palette, I was like, of course I would love to try your palette. And I feel like this is the kind of palette that a lot of you guys would be interested in as well. So I'm excited to try this out, and I'm really excited about Alter Ego as a brand because I know Shop Hush got really good reviews. A lot of their eyeshadow palettes were amazing and some people really love them, so I'm excited. I've heard many good things about their formulas, so now that they are their own website, I feel like they're going to be coming out with a lot of cool stuff. And I will say, just from like the packaging alone, like this feels really nice. It's nice and sturdy, it's heavy, it's got a good magnetic closure on it, it's got a nice mirror in it as well. And from the looks of it, this looks like a really nice palette. So I'm excited. If you want to know more information about this palette, I will leave their website down below. Not an affiliate link or anything like that. I don't get paid to make this video at all. I just got this palette and they asked if I could make a video with it. So that's what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to swatch this palette like I always do my first impressions. So I will do that and then I will be right back. Okay, so as for these swatches, I honestly feel like they swatched really good. I mean, the shadows felt like just good shadows, you know? Like, they kind of reminded me a little bit of ColourPop shadows, just like from the feel of them. And like this green here is so beautiful. I'm definitely going to be putting that on my eyes today, as well as probably the green matte. This one felt really nice and smooth too, and all of the shimmers seemed really nice. One thing about this palette though is that it has a lot of shimmers compared to matte. So this has 15 shades in it. Let me see if I can bend this backward. Ooh, don't break. Okay, so this one has a lot of shimmers in it, like I said. So this whole row here is shimmers, the middle row is shimmers, and then the last row is shimmers as well. So that means there are 9 shimmers and 6 mattes. Preferably, I would like it to be the opposite because I prefer to have more mattes than shimmers, but it's still fine. I mean, this is a dupe palette, so I'm not going to, you know, tell them what to do because they were just duping another brand. So I'm going to prime my eyes with my MAC Paint Pot in soft ochre, and then we can get into trying these on my eyes. Alright, so I have a plan, and basically what I want to do is I want to take this mustard shade and I'm going to put that on the first half of my crease, and then I'm going to take the dark green and put that on the second half of my crease, as well as winging it out. And then on my lid, I'm just going to do the same, but with the shimmer shades. So on the green, I'm going to use the green, obviously. And then I'll probably do this gold, or maybe this one right here, or this one. I haven't quite decided what I want to do on that side, but let's start off by taking this one, which is called Athena. And so this is definitely more of like a dirty mustard. It's not quite a mustard. It's almost like it's got a bit of a green undertone to it. It's a very unique shade. I don't think I really have a shadow like this. And so far, it looks to be nice and pigmented. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack this over my lid as well, because if I want to use some of these topper shades, I want to have something underneath there so that I know that it's going to be opaque. And I mean, that packed on so beautifully. That was so easy and so quick. And since I'm working on the shadow, I'm also going to take that down to my lower lash line, just on the first half or so. And then for the outer part of my eye, I'm going to go in with this kind of dark tealy shade, which is called Gaia. Has a little bit of kick up in the pan, but not too much. And I'm just going to use that on the outer part of my eye here. And that is very pigmented. That is a beautiful shadow. And I'm also going to, like I said, wing this out a bit as well. Of course, optional, you don't have to do that, but I like doing that with my eye shape. I think it just looks kind of flattering. And I'm just going to connect these two in the middle here. as well as take this down to my lower lash line. I mean, so far this shadow is performing so beautifully and it's so easy to work with, so pigmented. I am impressed. Like, I didn't know what to expect when I got this palette, but since I have heard a lot of good things about the brand in general, I was expecting it to be good, but like, having only used 2 shadows, I'm very impressed so far. I am also going to go ahead and just fill in the rest of my lid here. And I mean, with the way that these shadows are performing, I could actually get away with doing just an all matte look as well, and I can't do that with all palettes, honestly. And I forgot to say the price of this, but this is only $16, which is such an amazing price if the quality is good. Now, I don't know if their other palettes will be, you know, more expensive or if it's going to be the same quality, but if all of their palettes are this good and they're $16, this won't be the last palette that I try from them. Also just going to go ahead and blend out the edges a bit more here to just make sure that there are no harsh lines. So that shadow is everything. I mean, that blended out so beautifully. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into Artemis, which is the shimmery blue. It looks to have a bit of a duochrome as well. I'm not really sure what the shift is, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to take that on a flat shader brush and I'm going to spray that with some Fix Plus. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my lid here, basically all over where I have that green. Not all the way up into my crease, but I am going to pull it into my crease just a slight bit here. And this is such a beautiful shadow. It does have some glitter in it though, so I probably next time would use some glitter glue with this, because I find that shadows that do have some glitter particles in them tend to have a little bit of fallout during the day. That's not to say that this shadow will, but it's just kind of something to keep in mind, that you maybe want to be careful with that. So I think for the rest of my lid, I'm going to go ahead and go in with Venus, because that is the shadow that reminds me the most about the matte that I have in my crease. So I'm first going to start by taking this. I'm going to spray this as well, and then in my inner corner I think I'm going to use either this one or this one. Probably this one, haven't decided, but first let's go in with this. I'm just going to pack that all over the rest of where I have that mustard shade down. Oh, that is so beautiful. And I'm just going to gently tap over where these two colors meet just to get a bit of a gradient, but I don't want to pull this gold over the green too much, just enough that they blend together. I'm also going to take a bit more of that shadow on a smaller brush and just put that closest to my lower lash line. And then I think just for a little bit of an extra pop in my inner corner, I'm going to go into Cassandra, which is this one. This one definitely has a shift as well. It's almost like it's got a bit of a green, gold, orange, peachy shift. I don't even know how to explain that, but it's so beautiful. Like, I really wish I had the Natasha Denona palette so that I can compare between the two palettes, because I feel like they're going to be super similar. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of this just right in my inner corner here. Oh, that was beautiful too. Alright, so that is all I'm going to do for shadows. I mean, I am so impressed. Like, I did not see this coming at all. I mean, I didn't know what to expect going into this, you know, because I've never really tried any of these dupe palettes before. So, I mean, this is beautiful. I don't know what else to say. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my eyes. I'm going to do some eyeliner, mascara, and then I will be right back. And yeah. Eyes are done, and in my waterline I just used a black from NYX as a retractable liner, and then I used my Nathan liquid lipstick by Jeffree Star, and that is the completed look. So I mean, as for this palette, I'm honestly so much more impressed by this than I have been with most of the palettes that I've tried lately. And yes, I only used what, 4 shades, but I want to play with this more. So if you guys want to see me do more looks with this, please let me know and I would happily do so. I know that this is not really my kind of color scheme, but I want to find a way to make this work for me and still make it interesting, because these shadows were such a joy to work with that I want to play more with this. So let me know if you want to see that, and I can do a 3 looks 1 palette with this, you know, soon. So yeah, that's going to be all. I mean, I love this palette. I think it's great. So let me know if you are interested in this brand, if you want to pick up anything from them. Let me know how you feel about like dupe palettes. Personally, I don't really have anything against it, especially when a brand is duping something as expensive as Natasha Denona. Like, so many people can't afford buying Natasha Denona because it is expensive. I'm sorry, but it is ridiculous. So I think it's nice to have an alternative to a brand that is so expensive. And yeah, I mean, I am really happy with this, so let me know what you think. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. As always, if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would consider subscribing, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!